So you've seen the video on placement and you understand the concept. Now it's time to find some exercises and some techniques that you can use to help move yourself forward and get more consistent with this topic. So in this video, I'm going to go over some techniques that I use with my students in class to help them find more awareness of their pathway of the voice, to help them tune their ear for the sound of the pathway of the voice, and to help them make that into more of a consistent everyday habit. The straw exercise. So the straw exercise is a really good way to teach your body how to feel and slowly bring small amounts of air from the reserves in your lungs and slowly push them out through the pathway of the voice out of the mouth. So if you take a straw in a glass with some water, you can also pretend that you have a straw, but it might be a little bit more effective if you have it, and you just slowly blow bubbles into the water. You're recreating the same type of flow that you would use when speaking American English by just slowly bringing a little bit of the air up and using the reserve of air from in your lungs so that you can continue pushing your voice forward. Finding your core sound. So having the ability to find your core sound and consistently bring yourself back into that is a really good tool and habit that you can use as you're moving forward in your practice. So to find your core sound, you need to start out with relaxation and awareness of your body. So you want to be aware of your cheeks. Make sure they're soft. You want to be aware of your lips, your tongue. All of these things should be soft, lazy, hanging there. One of the most important parts of the jaw here is this jaw hinge where the top and bottom jaws come together. You want to have this open and relaxed and just enough space so that you can breathe out of your mouth like this. Once you found that relaxed position where you're just breathing out of the mouth, everything's relaxed, then you can take that reserve of the air from inside the lungs, bring it all the way up, and once it reaches your mouth, just speak over it using the most neutral sound that you can, like this. Like that. And while you're doing this, you want to start paying attention to where you feel that energy resonating. Do you feel like that energy is being powered from here? Do you feel this from here? Or do you feel that resonating inside of your chest? So you really want to tune your ear and teach your body to have awareness of where that sound is being produced. So once you feel that sound being resonated in your chest, the next step here is just to try to stretch it out like this. And you should be hearing the open quality of the sound. You should be hearing the quality of the vocal cords, the vibration, and you should have the ability to extend that sound for quite some time because you're just using small amounts of the reserve of air from inside your lungs. One way you can tell if you're not using the pathway of the voice is that when you're making that core sound, if the sound starts to fade out and become soft and kind of fall away with the air like this. So that means that the pathway of the voice is now blocked and you're starting to use the reserve of air from here. And that's why it's losing its energy or its fullness. The next thing you can do now is to start to play with the pitch to really get a lot of control over your voice. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to use the core but I'm not going to raise the volume. I'm just going to change the pitch like this. So I did that all with one group of air that was coming from the lungs and through the pathway of the voice as I raised the pitch without raising the volume. So by doing this, you're recreating the same thing you would do in a stressed syllable, just in a less exaggerated way. So for example, with the word butter, instead of saying butter, I would say this, butter, but I'm still using that rise in pitch to highlight that sound and have control over my voice. Practice intonation with the core sound. So what you can do to train your body to keep that pathway of the voice moving forward and connected with the same group of air is that you can practice saying words and sentences without speaking the words, just using the pathway of the voice. So if we take the example, I love to eat butter, instead of saying words, I'm just going to go up and down with the intonation of the stressed syllables using like this. And doing that, it recreates this way that I'm speaking. I'm powering that sound from inside of my body. I'm moving up and down with the intonation, using my body to control it, and I'm creating the individual letter, the sounds of the letters, just by adjusting my tongue or my jaw so that the air comes out of the mouth just a little bit different. So it's almost the same thing to say, and I love to eat butter. This exercise helps train your body and helps your brain understand that you can have more control over your voice from inside the body than in the mouth.